Hey, how's it going everyone? AmzroSevca here, giving a short little look at what's going on with the web design process, or I should say the web redesign process, because a lot of these websites are being redone from the ground up. So right now we're taking a look at my main website for my brand, obviously AmzroSevca. This was my personal website for a couple of years, and right now I'm trying to see what I can do new with it in order to get it up to speed with all my other work. The website's looking okay, it's looking decent, right? But I think a lot more can be done with it in terms of, what's possible with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So a lot's going to be changing here in the coming days. I just kind of wanted to give you viewers a look at what everything looks like before it gets changed, and then we're also going to take a look at everything once it's done being revamped. And so if you look at the website as it is right now, it's split between a main page and then a portfolio and then a projects page. So a lot of the work that is seen here is going to be removed and reorganized into something completely different. This is not loading correctly for some reason. Okay, wow, that took a long time to load. So see, that's kind of an issue right there. Also want to make these websites more responsive. I want them to load quicker, and I also want them to look a little bit more fancy and appealing. So this is like the portfolio page of works, right? I mean, all these works though, they're either outdated or they have been merged into other projects, or they can be viewed elsewhere. So this entire page is just not going to be here anymore. I'm also going to be getting rid of my Behance account because I think Behance is kind of garbage and I don't have any reason to use it because I have my own website and I manage my own stuff online. Then there's also the projects tab. This is also going to be removed in favor of being consolidated with the portfolio. So you're not going to see a separate projects tab for big stuff. Instead, all this again, these two tabs are going to be consolidated, and then context is going to get moved somewhere else. And when we click back here, we'll go back to the home page. But yeah, so this is what it currently looks like, and then we're going to go on ahead and check out this other side, right? So I had two portfolios kind of running parallel to each other. One was obviously my personal site that we just looked at, but then here was also another site that I had that was my more quote-unquote professional site. At this point, I don't need this site anymore. It was actually developed for university, and I'm not in university anymore, and I have no reason to keep the site because this branding's kind of ridiculous. So I had this around for maybe, I want to say, 2 years or so, but again, the website serves its purpose. I have no reason to keep it around, and any works that are featured on it are just gonna get merged back to my portfolio. Should I choose to keep some of those works, a lot of them probably won't be kept around though, because some of them were just underdeveloped, or they just didn't really have any business being in my portfolio. So that's that. So their projects from here are going to be pulled and put to the other site, and then any kind of like JavaScript goodies from this site, or little like widgets or anything I built, are probably going to get implemented back into my main site if I so choose to keep those additions. And then Zeasflora, which some of you might be familiar with if you've seen other videos, but if not, this is sort of a reimagining. How do I say it? It's like a rewrite project, or a rewrite web project, where I reimagine and rewrite the lore or the development of like video games or movies or books and things like that, mostly for the sake of trying to build like some more well-connected universe or well-connected vision of it. But this is just kind of a fun side thing that I do, so not anything super major, but I do want to give it a little bit better visuals. Right now it's very barren, feels very plain. I think the monochrome's not really doing it a whole lot of favors anymore, so this is going to get redeveloped on its own. And then also the sub-websites that, are right here, Sonic, Protometra, and then Zolixess, those are also going to get cleaned up a little bit more. And pretty much I'm rebuilding all these websites from scratch because of the fact that I want them to reflect where my current skill set is at, and also to kind of match where my other work is at, right? I mean, Arcmaevotix and Energizer are pretty far ahead compared to what's going on here with my web projects. So I'm going to go on ahead and get these sites updated, and then we'll take a look at these in probably about, I want to say, a couple days that I'm going to take with these sites and really just, hammer away at them and try to see, what next level I can bring them to with what I know now and what I'm looking to do with them. So anyways, yeah, I'll catch you guys here in a couple days on the other side. Hey, what's going on everyone? AmzroSevca back here, and we are looking at all the web work that I've been doing over the past couple of weeks, following up on the other video with just whole brand new layouts and engines and additions and things like that. So it's a lot to actually look through. So currently what we're looking at right now is my main website that has been completely rebuilt from the ground up on top of the new version of Azura, which finally is going to be public here, and I want to say about 6 weeks once the rest of the network is updated with the new packages and elements and additions. So you can already see here like a lot has changed. So we now have like complex animated backgrounds of with gradients and texturing. Got light trails now on the mouse cursor. I will say it is much more a desktop first experience. I have been slowly but surely been trying to make Azure V4 more responsive for mobile devices, and then also try to make it just a little bit easier to use on mobile, a little more mobile focused. But yeah, I'm trying to very much engage more in responsive and accessible web design. But yeah, so you got kind of like the skeuomorphism going on, sort of like some older like Apple design language. And when you hover buttons, change colors and things like that. Finally did get rolling carousels to work, and then also we have like just some image slideshows as well. And yeah, so this is what the rest of the network's gonna look like soon. And it just offers pretty much more options for the styling, flexibility, accessibility, and just overall offering a more cohesive presentation. So if any of you guys have seen the older version of my website, in the previous video, that should be the one right before this in the exhibition, you'll see, it wasn't a bad website necessarily, but there was just a lot more that could be done with it, and a lot more that could be done in general with Azura, the thing upon which it runs. So you hear like, for instance, you can click into projects here, and then you'll come with its own pages. And then right now I am working to build out the listing for the exhibitions and all the works that appear in it. So I'm starting to put together the collections. You can hover over these big buttons that would then take you to a separate index where you could then see content for them and all sorts of nice things. You also have these quick anchor points at the top that will take you to certain sections on the main page. So I click news, it will take me back to the main page and then throw me down to a certain section. There's also now like animated load-ins and a lot of other really neat things that I really think they bring the site to the next level. Really elevate the experience. And so there's a lot of really nice things to look at here. I have a couple of design projects from the past, I'm going to say 7 to 8 years that I have put up on here on display. And there's more additions to come to the feature. This isn't its final form, but a lot of work has been done so far. So I wanted to share this while the exhibition, the Twin exhibition, is still active in development, because I'm getting very close to pretty much capping it off, and then it'll be open to the public, and whatever's in it will be in it, and whatever isn't. So so yeah, so that's Azura V4 right here. And then also some other sites got updates too, using some of the new designs. This right here is just an older version of Azure for comparison. This is Azure V3. This is yet to be updated, but all this is going to be changed once V4 gets rolled out. And, again, it'll look more visually cohesive, a little bit more refreshing and I guess more, how would I want to put it, a little bit easier on the eyes, like it feels like you can breathe, I guess vision-wise. I don't know that, I'm not even saying that right. But one big problem with the Azure V3, I think in a lot of the older, iterations of like my web design projects or web development projects, is that they were often really condensed, didn't really have super good spacing. I think it was just lacking in the visual design department, and so I've been working a lot to try to up the ante in that regard. And then if we look here at Zayas 4, Zayas 4 is actually running on V4 right now as well as your V4. It is, of course, this is a rewrite project of like franchises, so it's very text heavy. I've been trying to kind of find ways to try to, thin out the text maybe a little bit more, just, to try to, boost reader engagement and things like that. But, in some regards, there's only so many ways to slim down the words when it's something that's very much text-based or text-focused. So it'd be kind of like trying to write a biology textbook within the span of 4 pages. It's probably just not gonna happen. So then if we go over to the next thing to look at, this is obviously Sonic XS. Many of you have probably seen this before in a past video exhibition. Not much got changed about it. Just had a few touch-ups here and there, a bit of maintenance work done. Just to make the reading experience smoother, scrolling smoother, things like that, just easier to follow through. Of course, this was my farewell letter that I wrote a couple years ago. Some things in here I don't know if I still agree with, while others I probably still do agree with pretty heavily. And then there is obviously the archive of Sonic XS, which if you click here, it will go ahead and take you to that right here. And then if we go, hit return to home, I believe it'll take you, back to the letter. And then if we go on ahead and head to this other one, this is all the excess, also part of this AS4 project. This also, this was updated at the beginning of this year, but this has not been too much changed since its appearance at the exhibition. I just did like a couple of, grammatical updates, and then also fix some alignment issues and try to fix some spacing issues with some of the paragraphs. But that's about it. In terms of new content, nothing has really been added post Wind Waker, and so that's still an ongoing work in progress. But hopefully, you guys found this pretty interesting. I just wanted to share this, small update because, again, the exhibition is coming to a close soon, and I want to go on ahead and, give you guys a look into what's been done now versus, before, which was, again, recorded the other video regarding web development probably about a month ago from today, which is kind of crazy to think how fast time flies, but it is what it is. So anyways, thanks for tuning in and checking out the work, and hopefully there will be new things to show here by the end of the summer season. And I'm planning to have my new channel up and running, and busy doing streams or just working on maintaining projects like this one right here that you're looking at. So anyways, thanks for stopping in, and I'll see you guys in the next video.